Hi, I'm Tricia, and welcome to Flew the Coop. Today I'm going to be talking about panic attacks. It's a strange subject, but I have had panic attacks in the past. But recently, Happy New Year's! They came back, and it's after I've been in stress for long periods of time. And as some of you know, my husband passed away not quite 2 months ago, and he was sick for 2 months. So not a whole long time, but I've been taking care of my mother-in-law and all her needs and getting those all organized. I physically have taken care of her, but we do have help that comes in now. And that started back in March. So it's been a wild last year. So I decided to go down to my mother-in-law's for New Year's and New Year's Eve. So I left on Monday, and the drive was a little over 2 hours. So I didn't have any trouble. I know the way. I've been down there so many times. So I got down there and everything was okay. I had went to the bank for her and did a bunch of other things and to the store and stuff because, tomorrow was going to be New Year's Eve. So just all of a sudden, I thought I just started missing my husband so much because I was staying all night, and when we would go down there and stay all night, it would be with him. And all of a sudden, I just got a panic attack. And if you haven't had a panic attack, it's kind of hard to explain. And I would imagine everybody that gets them has different, what would you call it? Different twerks or twigs or things that happen to them. And in my case, what happens is my heart starts beating, and I've measured it before. It's like, can get up to like 120 beats per minute. And that's when I'm just sitting still. So, and then something happens, it goes through your brain. I can't explain it, probably a doctor could. And you feel like it's just your whole brain goes numb, and it feels like you're dying. And that's just the last of it. You can't get enough air. I'll often, when I get them, I will go outside, and just because I know there's just as much air inside, but I'll go outside because I just need air. And that's why I don't like to stay at hotels or anything. They made them so that the windows don't open anymore. So what do? You get a van and you go stay in a van. So, and I got to quit saying that so. I'm going to learn, and I'll be a better YouTuber afterwards, so I guess. But this camera is sideways, but I guess that doesn't really matter. Maybe that was a better side of me. I don't know if you can even see me with all that bright light behind. There we go. I might have to start this whole video over. Not. But anyways, back to panic attacks. So I had that, and it's like I start crying, and I can't stop it. It's uncontrollable, and my heart is pounding. I can't breathe, and I feel like I'm dying, and it won't stop. It just won't stop no matter what you do. And I start pacing the floor, and I start trying to take, the nice calming breaths. But then I had to just get a hold of my children, and my daughter called me back right away. So I have to disengage my whole brain and get it on a different subject or something before it'll leave me. And after it was over, I went about doing things. Well, my mother-in-law, sometimes she cannot hear at all. And it comes and goes. Ever since she got sick and in the hospital, it's really weird. So she was asking me to do something, and I'm saying, right now, Cooley, I can't. I just can't. And she couldn't hear me, and so so even when I was coming down, the lady that takes care of her, was called over because I couldn't deal with it at that time. And so I'm talking to my daughter, and the lady that takes care of her came over and gave me a hug, and I came out of it. Of course, I always come out of it. So, and later that night, I was fine. I went to what is my room, and the lady that takes care of her little boy, he's, I think, 3. He might have just turned 3, but he calls. He was so happy to see me, and so anyhow, so we had a good time, and the next day, of course, was New Year's Eve, and I had to go do some more banking and stuff for her, and then I showed her all a bunch of old videos of my husband, her son, and some pictures and stuff, and we both got a little teary-eyed, but it was a good visit, and she didn't. I wasn't planning on staying for New Year's Eve. I was planning on coming back home because I just didn't want to be out and over there and far away from home. And I did. She talked me into staying another night, and I made sauerkraut and pork and put it over mashed potatoes. And it was good. And New Year's Day, I got up and got everything all prepared to go home. And the caretaker and her husband and kids came over, and we all ate sauerkraut and pork again. You got to do that to start the new year out. I don't know. I think it's a German tradition, but we always did it in my family, and it's been, and Cooley, oh, that's my mother-in-law. She wanted that too, and her caretaker was like, I don't understand, what is this? But so us hillbillies do it. I don't know if other people eat that. So, well, they liked it. And the little Bo, the little 1-year-old, he even ate it. So now James, the 3-year-old, he would not touch that stuff. And I don't blame him. I didn't eat it as a kid neither. So I got everything done, washed up the dishes and everything, and said our goodbyes and made my trek home again. And I, had to do some things that I'm not used to doing because, believe it or not, if my husband and I would stop to go to a restroom somewhere, like at a truck stop or something, he'd have to go in and tell me where the bathroom was because I just got anxiety attacks. And so I did it myself. I found it myself. I'm a big girl, it turns out. And my anxiety attacks, since I've changed my diet 3 years ago, are so much less. And anyhow, I got home okay, and it was like I was coming home to my husband. Because I feel him when I'm at the house. I know he's not here, but I couldn't really feel him at my mother-in-law's house. I know we would go there, and we were staying there every weekend, and I would go down and stay for a week at a time and cry because I missed my husband. And that was before he passed away, so I'm having a hard time with this. Some days I think I'm dealing with it a lot better than other days I'm not. And so actually I had another panic attack on New Year's Day Eve. New Year's Day Eve. But in the night on New Year's Day, I had another one of those uncontrollable panic attacks, and I didn't really, I don't know, didn't know who to call because I didn't want to keep doing that to my daughter, because then she worries about me. So I called my niece and we talked about all kinds of things. So, but while you're talking, you just calm down. And yeah. And the other panic attack I had was, I think it's on another video. I don't know if I told you all that I had had a panic attack that night, but I had went to the Social Security office, and that's something I've never done by myself, and got my Part B health insurance because I've been on Part A for quite a few years for hospitalization insurance, but I was always on medical insurance with my husband, through my husband. So I went there, and my computer was breaking down, and so I went to Best Buy, which is quite a ways away from not only the Social Security office, but my house. And so that was quite a bit of driving too. And that night, after doing all that, plus I think I might have went to a store or something other than the Best Buy. And I had it one that night, and it was pretty late, and I called my sister because she stays up late too with my uncontrollable just panic. So, excuse me. So those are the 3 panic attacks that I've had since my husband has passed away. And I think what it is driving. I don't know. Because all of them included quite a few hours of driving. And I'm not sure if that's it. Because I'm not used to driving. I'm getting used to it, and I thought I did great because it didn't bother me at all. I didn't feel stressed. I don't know if that's it or just changes, doing stuff that is not something I've done before. And I don't know. And I don't think anybody knows what brings on a panic attack, and I think it's just, I don't know. So I'm no help to any of you that are having panic attacks, and I know that all panic attacks have different signs and things that happen to you, but that's my story about panic attacks. And that's my story about New Year's Eve. And, well, New Year's Day. Well, it wasn't really New Year's Eve the first night. And the second night that I was at my mother-in-law's, fine. I was fine. The first night after the panic attack, I always kind of like dance at night and stuff. It's like a form of exercise. And I did. I couldn't dance that night. It was like I didn't have the energy. I didn't have anything. And it was like, it kind of scared me, because I thought, okay, I had the panic attack and now don't have any energy or anything. But the next night at her house, I was able to just dance and whatever before I went to bed. I don't know. I don't know. I have no answers for anybody. I'm just telling you what's going on in my life, and some of you I know will write back or make a comment about you having the same things happen. And I've had a lot of your comments go, and there's a lot of people that have no idea what I'm talking about, but others, they will write and say, that's happened to me, or this is that, and why does this camera keep moving? I don't know. So, if you want, leave comments about what you deal with panic attacks, and maybe we can find some answers. And if I find some answers, I'll come back and let you know. I just don't want to have another one again. But I have had them years ago, and that's why I do not go to hotels And it's not because I think the hotel is going to give me a panic. I do those motor inns. I have done those at a Lulu's Way meetup. It was too hot, so we weren't staying in our vans or anything. Well, a lot of people did. But we went to a hotel, and it has the ones, I don't know if you call them motels, hotels, inns, whatever. And they have the doors on the outside. I could do that because although I didn't have a panic attack, I knew that if I should have one, I can open that door and get some air. Okay, I'm crazy. I know it. But it's okay to be crazy. You know, we're not perfect. None of us are, and none of us react to anything the same way, and none of us experience grief or pain the same way. I do know, and talking of pain, I do have a high tolerance to pain, as opposed to my sister doesn't. And I feel for her because I don't know. You know, I take out after my mom, I think. My mom, up until she was dying, didn't have pain, but well, I'm sure she did. But some people can handle it better, and that doesn't, I don't want to say that I am been blessed with that, and I wish everybody was, because I don't wish any of that, because I've had like broken bones or something, and I know how hard it is to sleep when you can't get comfortable because you're in pain. So I hope that all of you are out of pain today, and I hope that none of you are having those panic attacks. And I just wish the best for everybody in a new year that is filled with nothing but blessings. So I just wanted to check in with all of you, and I appreciate all the comments, and I read them all, and I try to reply back if I can. If not, I just give you a little heart because I read it, and I thank you for it. So I'm just gonna go now. So later, taters. Bye.
Just let me see.
Where's Trisha?
Just.
I know she had to go home.